tribulations and trials, miles and miles, yes, an epic quest. I'll show you my strength, I'll show you my speed, and I'll prove that I'm the best. You can't stop me now, can't stop me now. Came too far to go, and like they said, yeah, like they said, I went hard, I won't go home. I've proven and shown every naysayer along the way. Acquired some haters, they looked and yelled, that's it, let's slay it, the slaying I did, so I'll see you later. Slay the dragon, defeat the final boss. You're in it to win it, not in for the loss. The path to destiny, maybe break lost a stone, but it's my path of destiny, though when I walk alone.
How's it going, everybody? This is Jay. So I'm back for another round of reviews for you guys. So for those of you guys who listened to, I believe it was last week's or the week before, I did a review on the new Pokemon Go app. Well, I figured I'd talk about their update that they had a couple days ago. The update came out Saturday, July 30th, which is about a week ago now. There's a lot of things that they changed in it. The one big thing is that they have a lot of very disappointed fans now, because they changed some things that are just very crucial for some people. They absolutely enjoyed it. At this point, the game's been out about a month. Came out pretty much the beginning of July. In the first countries that it came out in, we've only had it about 2-3 weeks here in the U.S. So, yes, for an app that exploded as bad as it did when it first came out, yes, it did have its broken issues. I mean, there's a couple issues that couldn't be fixed when people were complaining about it the most. So they just tweaked them a little bit, and unfortunately just kind of messed up the whole thing. For one, the tracker didn't work. Everything was stuck at 3 paw prints, which is like 300 meters. So that was just the one thing that was the biggest thing that broke. They also had Pokemon maps that were popping up from like Pokevision. They were linked into the map system on Pokemon Go and showing you where like different Pokemon were at, so that you could find certain ones. To say you're looking for that ever so mystical Dratini that everybody seems to want. I can't seem to find anywhere around here where I'm at. So, as of the 1st of August, which was Tuesday, I believe. No, that was Monday. Take it back. It was Monday. As of the 1st, in the iOS market, Pokemon Go has a 2-star rating, and same day for Android was a 3.9, so just shy of a 4. So it's obvious some people are frustrated with the game and aren't giving it very good good ratings and everything, just trying to get it to the bottom of the list for the respective markers. So as far as the update goes, they added a few things, took a couple things, and this is where everybody's tends to be talking about the issues the most. First off, the one thing that I found funny is that they actually added the "Don't be dumb" warnings as soon as the game opens up. In the load screen, you see like a Gyarados, or at least for me, it's a Gyarados and a kid walking across the bridge staring at his phone. It says "Beware your surroundings at all times." But they added in a little pop-up box as soon as you get into the game. The 3 that I have seen that I've been able to record: do not trespass while playing Pokemon Go, don't drive while playing Pokemon Go, and don't enter dangerous areas while playing Pokemon Go. The fact that this has to be said kind of hurts my brain a little bit. I guess common sense isn't so common anymore. Because these things are just factors for me. If you have to go into an area and it's got a big old sign that says "We'll shoot on sight," I'm not going to go in that area, because that would be considered a dangerous area. Construction sites, I've seen videos of people going into construction sites for Pokemon. Um, I have seen people around here where I am at driving and playing this game. The only time this game is open on my phone when I'm driving is if I have my wife in the car with me. She rides shotgun and she plays the game for me and her. So she's able to do that for both of us. Yeah, these three I've seen that there are more than just these three. Other people are talking about them in places like Reddit and the internet universe, pretty much. So I haven't been able to find any of those to add them to this list. So I'll probably add those here later on in the next podcast or two. Another significant change that they did was they actually took out the Footstep Tracker, so the little paw prints under each Pokemon. They actually took that out of the game completely. A lot of people were frustrated with that. They did not like that because the order of the Pokemon still showed up. So the higher the Pokemon was on the list to number 1, the closer it was to you. So that never really changed. The only thing that broke was it constantly said that they were 300 meters away. So by taking out the Footstep Tracker, a lot of people were very frustrated with that. But supposedly, I don't know for a fact, I haven't been able to confirm this, if you have a Pokemon pop up on the Pokemon Go tracker inside the game, the Pokemon is within 70 meters of you. Now, how true this is, I couldn't tell you, honestly. I've seen it mentioned in a couple forums that I participate in that that's the reason why they pop up now. I don't know for a fact. I would assume that some of these things show up within 70 meters, but I don't know for a fact. So was this a good thing for them to take it out? Kinda, because I would say it kind of is a bad thing, honestly. The Pokemon Tracker, yes, it does show you Pokemon nearby, but at the same time, it doesn't tell you which is closest. So if you have 5 Pokemon all pop up at the same time, and you're in a spot and you want one Pokemon over the other couple, you have to figure out where it's going. So now you're kind of wandering just completely aimlessly. So yeah, I mean, they kind of messed that up a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I want to get out and walk. Hell, I went out last night for a walk with my oldest daughter, and we walked about 30 minutes, and just to increase the levels of my eggs while I was out there, while we were walking. But I saw Pokemon pop up, and I was like, we're walking this huge area. I'm not going to just walk off randomly to look for a Pokemon. That's not how I like to play any game. I don't like to just go off randomly. But in removing the Footstep Tracker, they actually removed the little map that the game uses and pops up your Pokemon and where you have found them. So if you have been playing the game, when you catch a Pokemon, it gives a little map and shows you where you caught that Pokemon. Those two systems were apparently linked. So by removing the Footstep Tracker, Niantic Labs actually removed the little map as well. And I got this right off the PokemonGo.NianticLabs.com update website that they have. It says the tracker was removed due to the issues it's had, and they are trying to fix and improve for the future. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So kind of interesting to see that they are addressing the issue, they're trying to fix it. Niantic also did say that the map was removed because of its failing quality of the game. This is because of things that are out there like Pokevision. By using those, if you guys didn't read the terms and conditions for Pokemon Go when it first came out, it actually states in there that by using such apps or things like PokeVision, you are in violation of the terms and conditions. So Niantic, if they wanted to, everybody who has used PokeVision to find certain Pokemon, they could get into your account, remove those Pokemon that you used PokeVision for, or they can just completely get rid of your entire account and lock out your phone, like they said that they would. How true that is, I don't know if it's happened. I can't find anything of it happening, but supposedly that's what would happen. So, um, so yeah, that's just how it works. They also changed up how the Pokemon are transferred now. If you don't know what that is, that's how you gain more candies. You transfer Pokemon and you get a candy for it. For that same Pokemon that you have thousands of, like Pidgeys and Rattatas. Instead of scrolling to the bottom of the Pokemon screen itself for that Pokemon, you actually now have a button in the bottom right. Click that button and you can do either two things. You can favorite the Pokemon or transfer the Pokemon. If you favorite the Pokemon, they added the feature that if your Pokemon is favorited and you accidentally click transfer, it will not transfer that Pokemon. So you don't have to accidentally lose Pokemon that you want to keep. So when you find that 1500 Lapras and you favorite it, and somebody gets pissed off at you and starts trying to delete your Pokemon and doesn't realize that once it's favorited, it can't be transferred. That's probably going to save your Pokemon there. Not that would ever happen, right? So the transfer system is also in there. Makes it a little bit easier to find rather than scrolling to the very bottom of that Pokemon screen. So yeah, the system itself didn't change. You still get one Pokemon candy per transfer of a Pokemon. You still get 3 candies for catching that same Pokemon, and then you get random amount of candies for hatching an egg for that Pokemon. So yeah, that really didn't change much. The battery saving mode that the game boasted would help you, they have scrapped that. It's completely gone now. You cannot find it. It doesn't help at all anyways, so they just completely got rid of it. In doing so, they really, I'll be honest with you, I haven't noticed any difference, because there is still an item there to where what the battery saving mode did, it's still somewhat there, but I've noticed my battery doesn't drain any differently since they said that they removed the battery saving mode. Another thing that they did is that they've nerfed some strong Pokemon, and they've buffed some weak Pokemon. My 1200 or so, I can't even think about it off the top of my head. My 1200 or so Vaporeon no longer kicks ass against a 1100 Flareon. So think about that. It's that rock, paper, scissors effect. Fire is weak against water, correct? Now, instead of doing, like double damage like it used to, it does base damage. Very base damage. So I'm not kicking the hell out of this Flareon, which is a fire type, being attacked by my water type. So it's kind of frustrating. I can understand that, there were some Pokemon that were just godly against certain types. But when you mess with the mechanics of certain Pokemon against certain Pokemon, you kind of make it not fun anymore. I noticed this yesterday for the first time, that when I was attacking a couple gyms, that this has really taken a huge effect. So yeah, my Vaporeon got its ass handed to it come its second Flareon, which normally I could walk through a gym full of Flareons that are about 4 deep and within 100 of my level. But because I've done that once, actually. Found a gym that was Mystic that was 4 Flareons. They started at level 900. They went up to level 1300, if I remember correctly. And I used my Vaporeon, which at the time was like 1170 something, and just walked through the gym with just the one Vaporeon. Didn't use any of my other Pokemon. The one Vaporeon, destroyed it. Healed it back up, walked back through it. And I just kept doing that until I got rid of every single Pokemon that was in there with just the one Vaporeon. So, yeah, the nerfs to strong Pokemon, the buffs to some weak Pokemon, it's frustrating because they didn't do it properly. They focused on the wrong Pokemon. They focused on the wrong aspect. I'm telling you that if I'm playing with a Venusaur and I'm fighting, a Blastoise, water types are weak against leaf types. So, I kind of expect to do a little extra damage with certain leaf attacks, I guess a lot of people were wanting to recustomize their characters. So they added that to the game. My question is why? Why bring something to the game that most games don't have? If you customize a character and it says, "Are you sure you want your character to look like this?" Yes, I am sure I want my character to look like this. Okay, cool. You shouldn't be allowed to recustomize it. I mean, I can understand if they add things like later on, like things for what's coming up. Oh, the Olympics. You got the Olympics coming up. If they added like a hat or a coat, something rather, because of the Olympics this year, that's got the symbol or something on it, that's where you can add the customize button. But from what I've seen, it hasn't had anything like that. It's just got the same basic stuff that you sifted through to figure out, okay, cool, I like this hat. I like these shoes. I like these pants, those kind of things. So, unless they add in, promo stuff for different things, I don't understand why they even put in the recustomize of your character. So, now that's kind of the end of my update review for the game. Got a little bit of random news for you. So, it seems that with the update, some of our legendaries have appeared in the world. There was an Articuno spotted at a gym in Ohio with a CP of 1589. Some theories that I have read say that this is fake. Somebody on Reddit claims to have looked into it and that the person that this Articuno belonged to changed the skin of a flying type, so probably like a Pidgeot or Pidgeotto, and on the client side, and changed it to look like an Articuno and renamed it and did various things to it to make it look like it was legit. This person who found the Articuno Twitch streamed talking about it. I actually watched the video a little bit. They used a second phone and signed in on it, and it shows on that phone that the Articuno is there in the account. It seems kind of legit to me, but at the same time, like this theory from Reddit about the changing of the skin, it wouldn't be too hard to change the skin of a Pokemon if you know what you're doing. So, but if this gives you kind of an idea of how legit this really could be, this is right off of IGN. A studio representative from Niantic sent this following statement about the matter to IGN. This is right off their website that I just grabbed and pulled. We recently noticed that a few legendary Pokemon got in a few accounts when they shouldn't have. To preserve the game's integrity as a measure of fairness, we have rectified the situation and revoked the legendary Pokemon from the trainers' accounts. Now, that tells me it's probably real. Who knows? But can we count this as a legendary Pokemon sighting? More than likely, yes. But at the same time, we probably can't. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. So, you guys hopefully enjoy this one. Definitely check out my YouTube. It's in the description of this podcast. And y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time.
You stand in the way, block the path I need. Is this my path to big victory? Are you the final judgment? Do you hold the key, blocking my path of death?